Pit, por favor.
They said he was too dangerous to live. His execution was scheduled for 9:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. The needle was prepped. The room was ready. His massive 95-pound frame sat behind cold steel bars, tail wagging desperately, completely unaware that in less than 2 hours, his heart would stop beating forever. But then, at 9:38 a.m., a voice shattered through the shelter hallway. "Stop! Don't you dare touch that dog!" Everyone froze, because what happened next didn't just save Rocky's life, it completely rewrote the definition of unconditional love. This is Rocky, a white pit bull covered in brown spots, big and small, scattered across his muscular frame like nature's own paintbrush went wild. Deep brown eyes and a smile that lit up every room. His entire world revolved around one desperate need: love. For months, life was perfect. His owner, Marcus, was his universe. Every morning started with belly rubs, every evening ended curled up together. Rocky didn't just love Marcus, he worshipped him. But then, everything shifted. Marcus got promoted, and suddenly, Rocky became invisible. Walks? Canceled. Playtime? Gone. The affection Rocky lived for evaporated overnight, replaced by Marcus's laptop and endless calls. Rocky tried everything to get attention back. He'd bring toys, nudge Marcus's hand, rest his giant head on his lap. But Marcus barely looked up. Then came the day that sealed his fate. Marcus invited his boss, Mr. Sullivan, over for a critical business meeting. Rocky saw his chance. Finally, someone new to love him. The moment Mr. Sullivan sat down, Rocky launched himself. All 95 pounds of pure affection straight onto his lap. Paws on chest, tongue out, tail helicoptering. And in one catastrophic second, Rocky's paw smashed into the wine glass, sending red liquid exploding across Mr. Sullivan's white shirt like a crime scene. Silence, the kind that sucks oxygen from rooms. Marcus roared, yanking Rocky outside. That night, Marcus didn't let him back in. But Rocky wasn't giving up. Over the next days, Rocky learned how to open the front door. Nudge the handle, push. Freedom. The moment that door swung open, Rocky bolted into the neighborhood like spotted lightning. He saw people walking, jogging, existing. To Rocky, every single one was a potential best friend. He charged at a woman with a chihuahua, tail wagging, pure joy radiating. She screamed, ran. Rocky thought it was a game. He chased her, barking happily, unaware she was dialing 911 about a vicious pit bull attacking. A man on a bike, a kid on a skateboard. Rocky sprinted after all of them, desperate for just one person to pet him. But all he got was terror, screams, doors slamming. Marcus got the calls, angry neighbors, police warnings. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed yet, I have to say, I'm a little heartbroken. Stories like Rocky's need your support. Hit that subscribe button right now. You won't regret it. Marcus had enough. He loaded Rocky into the car, drove to Riverside Shelter, a high-kill facility, and explained everything. The jumping, the chasing. Rocky sat there, tail wagging, staring at Marcus like, new adventure. When are we going home? Marcus never looked back. He signed the papers and left Rocky behind cold steel bars, completely unaware he'd just sentenced him to death. The shelter workers loved Rocky immediately. Jake, a 29-year-old who'd worked there 6 years, saw the truth instantly. This wasn't aggression. This was a dog so starved for affection, he'd chase it down the street. Rocky's tail never stopped wagging. Even behind bars, he wagged. Hoping, believing. Families came. They read his file. Jumps on people, chases strangers, high energy. Some refused immediately. Too big, too intimidating. Others brought him home and within 48 hours returned him. He won't stop jumping. He knocked over my kid. What they didn't understand was Rocky wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He was trying to love them so hard they'd never leave. Every return broke him more. Jake watched Rocky's eyes dim after the third return. That tail slowed. Days turned into weeks, weeks into a month. Riverside was running out of space. Management made the decision. Rocky had been there too long. His file was too risky. They scheduled it for Tuesday, April 19th at 9:47 a.m. Jake found out Monday night. He stared at the schedule, Rocky's name in black ink, and something inside him shattered. He went to Rocky's kennel. Rocky was curled in the corner. But the second he heard Jake's footsteps, that tail started wagging. Slower, tired, but still wagging, still hoping. Jake pressed his forehead against the bars. "I'm so sorry, buddy." That night, Jake couldn't sleep. At 3:47 a.m., he made a decision that would change everything. Tuesday morning, 9:38 a.m., they brought Rocky down the hallway. His tail was wagging. He thought he was going for a walk. Then Jake's voice exploded. "Stop! Don't you dare touch that dog!" Everyone froze. Jake sprinted down the hallway, breathless. "I'm adopting him. Right now. He's mine." He grabbed Rocky's leash, signed the emergency papers with shaking hands, and walked him out. Rocky's tail wagged so hard his entire body vibrated. He had no idea how close he'd come to dying. Jake brought Rocky home. His mom, Diane, was waiting. The second she saw the 95-pound pit bull, her face turned to stone. "Absolutely not." "Mom, listen." "No, you are not keeping that dog." "Give me 1 week. I'll find him a home." Diane crossed her arms. 1 week. Jake posted Rocky everywhere. A couple in Denver said they'd take him Saturday. But something shifted. Diane took Rocky for a walk to tire him out. Rocky didn't pull, didn't chase. He walked beside her, looking up every few seconds. At the park, a little girl asked to pet him. Rocky sat down, tail wagging, eyes soft. The girl hugged his neck. Rocky closed his eyes and leaned in, completely gentle. That night, Diane bathed Rocky. When she wrapped him in a towel, he rested his giant head on her lap and sighed, the kind that sounds like home. Saturday morning, the Denver couple arrived. Diane walked in. Rocky lay at her feet. She looked at them, looked at Jake, looked at Rocky. He's not going anywhere. This is his home. Jake's eyes filled with tears. Rocky's tail started wagging. For the first time, someone chose to keep him. Months passed. Rocky became Diane's shadow. And here's the funny part. Rocky started getting tired of all the attention. Diane would hug him and he'd sigh dramatically and army crawl away. Like, "Mom, personal space." Jake would laugh. "You chased people for affection, now you're running from it."